A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In recent years, the United States has witnessed a troubling trend. Individuals with military backgrounds becoming radicalized to the point of committing acts of mass violence. One alarming case is that of Chris Arthur, an Iraq War veteran and enlisted National Guard member who has openly called for armed conflict against police and government officials. Standing in the woods of North Carolina, Arthur has warned of an impending civil war, claiming that chaos is engulfing the nation and that survival hinges on kill or be killed. Arthur's online presence has been marked by provocative videos with titles like The End of America or The Next Revolutionary War, which reflect a growing sentiment among certain ex-military individuals who feel disillusioned by the state of the country. His radicalization coincided with a surge of far-right extremism leading up to the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol, where many participants had military ties. In addition to his incendiary rhetoric, Arthur authored training manuals designed to help others form their own militias, offering sessions at his farm that instructed participants on kidnapping public officials, using firearms, and setting traps for mass casualties. Despite numerous warnings from his wife's ex-husband about Arthur's violent intentions, military and law enforcement agencies failed to take action, allowing him to stockpile explosives and train others in extremist tactics. Arthur is not alone. Over 480 individuals with military backgrounds have been implicated in ideologically driven extremist crimes from 2017 to 2023, with more than 230 of them arrested in connection with the January 6th insurrection. The data reveals a concerning trend. While the overall population has been radicalizing at an alarming rate, those with military experience are doing so even faster. Extremist plots involving military personnel have a higher likelihood of incorporating weapons training or firearms, raising the stakes for potential violence. Research conducted by the National Consortium for the Study of Terrorism and Responses to Terrorism, START, indicates that over 80% of extremists with military backgrounds align with far-right, anti-government, or white supremacist ideologies. The persistent threat from domestic violent extremists has been underscored by law enforcement officials, who now consider it one of the most pressing terror threats facing the United States. Despite the growing involvement of military personnel in extremist activities, there remains a lack of systematic tracking within the armed forces. The Pentagon has been criticized for not adopting a promising approach developed by researchers to monitor and detect extremism among service members. As Arthur continued his activities in relative obscurity, he amassed an arsenal of weapons and explosives, some of which were made untraceable, while also preparing his home with improvised explosives that posed a severe risk to his family and community. His radicalization process has been emblematic of a larger issue. While only a small fraction of veterans and active-duty service members engage in extremist behavior, those who do often escalate to levels of violence that can inflict mass harm. START's findings reveal that the primary predictor for becoming a mass casualty offender is having a U.S. military background, surpassing other factors such as mental health issues or prior criminal history. Since 2017, nearly 100 individuals have been killed or injured in extremist plots linked to anti-government, white supremacist, or far-right agendas. In the wake of the January 6th insurrection, Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin initiated a force-wide stand-down to address extremism within the military ranks. The establishment of the Countering Extremist Activity Working Group aimed to clarify policies regarding extremist actions and ensure accountability among service members. Despite these efforts, concerns remain about the extent of extremism within the military. The Pentagon has struggled to gauge the true scope of the issue, with officials acknowledging that many individuals work hard to conceal their beliefs. A research memo obtained by American Oversight revealed that the Department of Defense had developed a method to identify extremist incidents based on security clearance data, but this approach has not been implemented. The failure to utilize such tools raises questions about the military's commitment to confronting extremism within its ranks. Bishop Garrison, a U.S. Army veteran and former advisor to Secretary Austin, has emphasized the need for data analysis to support efforts in combating extremism. However, the lack of comprehensive data remains a significant barrier to understanding the problem's scope. The Pentagon must prioritize addressing this issue, as the potential for violence from radicalized individuals with military training poses a serious threat to national security. As the country grapples with the implications of these findings, It is crucial for military and law enforcement agencies to cooperate in identifying and mitigating the risks posed by radicalized veterans and active duty personnel. The stakes are high, and the safety of the nation may depend on decisive action to confront the growing tide of domestic extremism fueled by those who once served to protect it. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.